Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to talk about the discrepancy between the flood determination page and the declaration page. So this is a flood insurance topic. Now, this is actually a topic that comes from our 2022 flood FAQ program that's located in our store, ComplianceCohort.com/store. But I wanted to share this with you as a compliance clip because this is a pretty big change that has taken place from the prior guidance that we had on flood insurance rules. Now, what we can look at to answer this question, and really what this question comes down to, is what do you do if you have a discrepancy between what's on your flood determination? So your flood determination says you're in a high-risk zone, and it tells you what letter of high-risk zone it's in, but your declaration page of your flood insurance policy has a different zone. What do you do? So that is what we're talking about. That's the question that we're faced. And in the past, what we had to do was correct those discrepancies, and it was considered a violation. But I want to show you that the May question and answers on flood insurance that were released by the interagencies, the May 2022 questions and answers, tell us something a little bit different than what we've known for some time. So let's look at a couple of questions, and this is under the zone topic, and this is actually the zone topic question number 2. It asks this, it says, is it a violation if there is a discrepancy between the flood zone on the standard flood hazard determination form and the flood zone associated with the flood insurance policy that would be located on the declaration page? So again, in the past, it was problematic if there was a discrepancy, but here you can see the answers to the May 2022 question and answers now tell us no, a lender is not a violation of the regulation if there is a discrepancy between the flood zone on the standard flood hazard determination form and the flood zone associated with the policy. But also see question in A, answer, zone answer number 1. So what they're telling us is it's not a violation. It is no longer a violation. That's something that actually changed with FEMA 2.0. And let's go to zone question 1 to kind of explain this. And this question asks, it says, does a lender need to reconcile a discrepancy between the flood zone designation on the flood determination form and the flood zone associated with the flood insurance policy, such as what's located on the declaration page? And the answer here is no. They do say in the answer, and I'm abbreviating here on this slide, but they say on the answer that you can note it, but you don't have to resolve it and you don't have to take any other action. Now, they explain to us why this is. They say, first of all, FEMA 2.0 that happened in the fall of 2021 now risk rates flood policies differently. In fact, what they do is they're risk rating policies based on the location of the property rather than the zone. So they're actually pricing insurance differently. So we no longer have to worry about if the flood zone listed on the deck page and on the policy is different from what our flood determination tells us. In the past, the pricing was different, so it mattered, but now the pricing has changed with FEMA 2.0. It no longer matters, and that's essentially what they tell us in this answer. They also do say that flood insurance policies issued by private insurers may still include the flood zone. That's okay. Older policies may still include the flood zone. That's okay. You still don't have to resolve it, but they do want to reiterate that a determination is still absolutely necessary to determine whether or not a property is in a high-risk flood zone. So that's what zone question 1 and 2 tells us regarding discrepancies between a declaration page and a flood determination flood zone. Now, that's all I have for you for this compliance clip. Of course, this topic did come from our 2022 Flood Facts program that's in our store, where we go over almost all of, not all, but most of, majority of the flood Q&As that were issued in May of 2022. And I will tell you, this is the first revision that took place in the last decade, and there were a lot of changes. And this was just one of those changes that took place. There were a lot of changes, some small, quite a few small, but there were some other bigger changes and some new questions and answers that we have never seen before that give us guidance on rules that took place over the last 10 or 12 years. So this is something that's definitely worth checking out. If you're not going to check out our program in our store that we can get you up to speed in 3 hours, if you're not going to check that out, take a look at that Q&As themselves, because there have been a number of significant changes. And of course, you understand that if you have a flood violation, it's a major problem in your organization. You can end up with fines and penalties and public enforcement actions from your regulators for just a few violations. So it's really important to get things right, and that's why we created this program in our store to help you do that in a very quickly manner. So that's it for this compliance clip. If you're new to the compliance cohort, take a look at our website. We have a free membership. Of course, we have products in our store that are available for purchase, but we have a free membership. We really try to help out compliance professionals. So it's our basic membership at compliancecohort.com, where we have free videos just like this on a number of topics. We actually have hundreds of videos, hundreds of articles. We have a weekly newsletter. We do giveaways, a bunch of things like that. So take a look at our free membership at compliancecohort.com. Again, that's all I have for today. So thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a compliance-filled day. Thanks a lot.